Good morning, good morning. Are you staying warm out there today? What a shift from yesterday. Did any of you guys enjoy the storm? Not really? Oh, I had fun with all that lightning. Welcome to chapel this morning. Let's get started with prayer and we'll get rolling with the rest of the morning. So join me in prayer. Loving God, creator of this beautiful world, who brings warm weather, rain and storm, and we also thank you for the cold, because it makes us appreciate the warm. Be with us today. Help us to hear perspectives from around the world. And in the midst of their voices, help us to hear your voice. In your name we pray. Amen. So this morning, John is going to come with a couple of students, and they will be sharing different perspectives from around the globe. I just want to encourage you to put down your phone, pay attention. It is always challenging to come up here and share in front of you. So I encourage you to give them that respect because they're being bold and coming and sharing. So I will invite John to come up and he will introduce the students as they come.
Good morning. My name is John Murray. I am the Director of International Admissions here at Heston College. I am also an alumni. I graduated from Heston College. So I used to be a student here. I am not currently. I am also a citizen of the United States, and that shapes my perspective on the world. I have been privileged to travel to many different countries, and oftentimes when we think about different countries, we get focused on food and music and dance and those aspects of culture, which I absolutely love. In fact, I don't eat quote-unquote American food or food that I grew up eating very often anymore. I eat a lot of different kind of things. Curry and sushi are my favorites. However, I've also been privileged to learn to know about countries and cultures at a much deeper and different level than just food and song and dance. And so I'm very appreciative of these students this morning who are willing to give us a little deeper dive into the reality of culture and the experience in the countries that they come from. And I'd like to start simply by inviting you to introduce yourself, say what country you are from, what you're a citizen of, what you are studying here at Heston College, maybe how long you've been here. Just give us a little personal background.
Yeah, my name's Sara. I'm from Italy. I'm graduating both in criminal justice and psychology as a double major. And I've been here, this is my fourth year here.
Fourth year at Heston College or in
Fourth year in the United States.
Yeah.
Only my second year in Heston College.
My name is Oswaldo Christopher, so my friends call me Os or Ozzy. So I just came here for 4 months. I came here in January. I'm studying computer science for 2 years, and I'm from Indonesia. It's somewhere between Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean.
I'm David. I'm from Myanmar. I've been here for 8 months since last semester, and I'm studying business management.
So one of the things that often happens with countries is we develop certain assumptions or kind of common knowledge. What are some of the things about the country you are from that you think many people don't know that you want them to know about the country that you are from?
Yes, during this time back my home, they had a festival, which is a water festival, and then they splash water to each other, and it's official on the road and everywhere. So you can literally throw water, and then they don't get mad. They're happy because it means what do I say? Your sins, not that much. Your dirty thing from past year, it will be rinsed off with the water. So the festival could have been there, and like for 3 days, April 12 to 14, But this year, due to those war and war and COVID-19, so they cannot. I think they cannot hold those events right now. But this thing is really cool and funny and fun. So I just wanted all to let you know.
So, my home country is the Pacific Ring of Fire. So we have volcanoes. We also have more than 700 languages and one national language. So, also, we are so diverse in ethnic, and our motto is unity in diversity. So, we just gained independence in 1945 from Dutch Empire, and we have a long history before that. So that's why we are so diverse.
Something I would like people to know about Italy is that we have the largest number of World Heritage sites in Italy, considering Italy is as big as Texas, if not smaller, and it's the country that has the most World Heritage sites. So I think it's important to know that Italy's economy is based on tourism. So we have an incredible amount of people coming every year before COVID. I guess it's also a friendly reminder of, if you're a tourist, be respectful of other countries. Italy is incredibly old. Rome is thousands of years old, and it's important to preserve it as it is, and just be respectful when you're a tourist and you're just visiting another country.
Are there things that people assume that they know about your country that are actually wrong, and that you'd like to correct those assumptions? No? Okay. What are some of the challenges? You maybe have talked a little bit about that, but what are some of the challenges you face in your country right now? Things that are kind of difficult?
Well, as I said, Italy is mostly based on tourism, and COVID shut Italy completely down. So it definitely put Italy on its feet. Also, now the war in Europe, it's scaring people, and we're welcoming people from Ukraine, and it's definitely something new for us. We haven't experienced that feeling of having a war so close to us. So a lot of people are scared, and coming off of everything that happened with COVID, it's definitely a lot that we're going through, and it's definitely been a challenge.
So Indonesia is an agriculture country where we depend on weather. So our biggest issue now is climate change, where some cities are under flood, so under the sea level. So we have a plan, the government have planned to move the capital from Jakarta to another island, but like there's pro and cons between it, because the new capital have to cut more trees on it, cut more forests, so it will be controversial to activists. So, yeah.
For me, it's my friend Benny. He has been told many times, I think, and then it's still happening. The war and the military coup is still happening, and then so some of the parts of the country, they have to live in hiatus, and they have to run away and flee their towns. Like my family, so for me, it's been months when I cannot talk to my mother because she's outside of somewhere, out of area. We cannot contact them. So those things still happening. And it's like Ukraine. The biggest example is Ukraine. So you can see the TikTok and social media that how they bomb them and how they suffer. So it's the exact same thing that happened, but didn't get much recognition, and my family is one of those people and back there, so it's still happening. That's where I want to talk.
Wow, you've each identified issues in your country that really connect globally. The reality of COVID is impacting all of you, all of us here in the U.S. as well. Sara and David, you both talked about the reality of the impact of warfare. Italy, you're experiencing through refugees, and what do you do with that? David, your country's in the midst of civil war and experiencing that violence directly. And Oswaldo, you talked about the reality of climate change and how that's impacting Indonesia, and the reality that parts of Indonesia, including the capital, are now below sea level, and the challenge. As you look at those challenges, do you feel hopeful about addressing those and how we might overcome those, or is there kind of a what's the spirit within your country? Is it one of hope or despair or somewhere in between there? How would you describe the experience of people back home?
Well, so Italy is a little discouraged right now just because we haven't, it's hard to get back after COVID. We completely shut down. We went all into lockdown. There was nobody in the street, nobody outside. Nobody was allowed to go to work. So it's hard to get back. And now welcoming these refugees from Ukraine, it's also been hard mentally, just seeing the state of the people that are so scared. My family is welcoming in our house a family, and it's really hard to imagine what these people are going through and just finding themselves in a completely new environment where they don't know the language, they don't know anything. They really probably never even went to Italy ever or any other country where they're staying. And they're terrified, and it's really hard to be hopeful in these situations. Although I do think that we are trying to get back there, and we are hopefully trying to reopen and welcoming new tourists, and hopefully the economy will get back up again, and then hopefully we can do the best we can to make these people feel at home, even though it's not easy. But overall, I think we are starting to get more hopeful for the future.
About the climate change, some region in Indonesia, we have drought. So some people like hard to find water. So, but fortunately, in the recent technologies, we have artificial rain. We use helicopter to drop the rain. And about the flood, some people in the coastal cities can build like a dam or build kind of raise their house to anticipate the rain. So I think we're still hopeful for the climate change. We're still surviving.
As to continue what I say, so it's some part of the country they really did suffer those warfare and bad things, but some part of the country it's like in the war. So Ukraine and those warfare, those who were suffer, they're the other countries, and those some other countries they're okay. So like this, and even in my country, some part of the country they suffer a lot, and they have been through many challenges. Like my friends and family, they are suffering, and they are in the run. They're fleeing right now. So it's I don't know, to be honest, where would it be in next years, but I at least pray and then try to figure out some help that I could do from here. And yeah.
I'm going to shift the conversation just a little bit here. Sarah, you've been here 4 years. Oswaldo, you've been here 4 months. David, you've been here since August in the United States. I'm curious what you observe about the United States from the experience of your culture. What are some of the challenges that you see the United States facing, or that maybe you wish they would face?
Since I come here, I have no idea how to live because it's so weird at first between the foreigners. And one thing is the culture shock, a little bit shock because here more independent and then more self. We go by more ourselves. You know, we do ourselves with things by myself, and how things got done here. But in back our culture, we have to like rely on the older, those seniors. So that's how it goes. And then the food is kind of hard for me to eat because you know, I'm so hungry. I eat a lot. Even I'm like the smallest guy in the soccer team. I eat a lot, but you know, when I eat like pizza and burger, I know they fill my stomach really fast, but I'm still hungry. It doesn't fill my appetite. So those kind of problems really big. I'm still hungry, but I cannot eat anymore. So, but now I think I felt a lot more better, and then I can eat much better. And then some challenges is one thing that I see is, it's good to stay by our own independence. I like it too, but sometimes that makes our family's value a little bit lower. Yeah, it's my own opinion, you know, because family is important. So even if you're not relying on them or doesn't stay with them, you have to keep them on your mind because those are those people who are not irreplaceable. So back in Myanmar, we have to stay with our dad and mom, even though we don't want to, or so at least we can see each other and talk to each other. And I don't know how that's worked unless before I came here. When we're apart and when we grow old, those people will be the that we will be missed, and then I wish we don't have regrets about not talking to our dad and mom or grandparents. So that's the culture, one of the culture thing that I see that here facing, and I would like to encourage.
So basically, in Indonesia we same as David because we Southeast Asian. Mostly we have same culture gap, but I think before I came here, like I don't know what idea America. I don't have what picture. I can't imagine America is there. But what I saw in news, like there's shooting, there's riot in 2020. But when I came here, it's different. People are nice, treat each other, kind neighborhood, and people are nice.
Yeah, so being in the United States so long, we all know it's a place that welcomes people from all cultures, and there's a variety of people and so much diversity, and it's beautiful, and I know it's hard to wish unity in a place that is so big and so diverse, but sometimes it would feel better if we didn't have to pick a side in everything we do. It would just be nice to agree on something for once. But again, it's a big place, a lot of diversity, and it's normal not to, but I still wish that it would be like that.
That's one memories that's funny, but it's really I really remember it. That's because before we came here, I have no idea what the people look like here. We only have seen those people and the people here in like the movie and TV shows. So I have my friends Aiden and Tristan. So I told them that you are the guys who I see in the TV show. That you're a typical American. I say that and they go wild. Because that's I supposed to compliment them, and that's really remarkable because yeah. And then I realized that there were many ethnic and different people, different faces. So I only realized when I get here. Before that, I only know American as like Tristan and Aiden face, and they'll wear the short pants and the sweatshirt.
What are some things as you've been here? I don't know if you've thought about what you've experienced here that you would like to take back to your country, or you wish your country could kind of embrace in some way that you've experienced here in the U.S.
Definitely the school system. Italy is known to have such a hard school system, and people are very smart, but the system is not. You don't have that relationship with your teachers. You don't know anything about them. You just know that they're in a higher class, and you can't be very confidential with them. And it's really hard because you can't tell what's going on in your life. You don't even know what's going on in their life, and it's just they're there, they're teaching, and that's all they do. But they're not a support system for you. While here, most of my support system come from my teachers and just the staff and everything, and it's just different. And it's just I bet it's not like that in bigger schools, or it's not as supportive as it is here. But still, like even small schools in Italy don't have any of these, and it's just so much more helpful, and it makes you want to learn more or just go to class, and I feel like it just motivates you to come to class and learn, and you're not just there for the grades, you're there to learn.
So what I observe in USA, so most people I met and in the countryside, they're hard worker and they're honest and they love their neighbors. Also, they're chill at the same time. So, yeah.
For me, I would like to bring the whole system, the banking, financial, and those saving system, because in my country, they're really different. I mean, some people who are rich, they're really rich, and then some people who are not rich, they're really hard to survive on a day for their daily life. And here, the one that I see is every people can enjoy wherever in this country, which means even if you're rich or poor, not poor, but like difference, you have huge difference. You can still buy a car, go to everywhere you want. But back in Asia, most of the Asia, for those who are rich, they are extremely rich, that they can't even shower with gold or something. But for those who are poor, they cannot even know what a good food is like. So I just want to bring the system and then to apply them, because everyone must enjoy everything on the earth. It's not like for not all else. It's a God creation, so everyone must enjoy.
Yeah. Are there things from your country, your culture, that you think the United States would benefit from learning more about or embracing in new ways? It's okay to tell us.
The food.
Okay, I can completely agree with that.
Yeah, the food, and then